Space, the final frontier.
You will never learn, Vulcan. Your tongue is too human. Great unifiers are few and far between.
That was Sarek.
Often such leaders will need a profound cause.
What am I looking at?
Object of unknown origin.
We've come all this way, Captain. It would be irresponsible to leave whatever that is unknown.
I sense the coming of death. I sense it coming now.
Captain, what signatures detected?
Contact Starfleet Command. We have engaged the Klingons.
This is Klingon?
We target its neck, cut off its head.
Whoa. Aggressive Vulcan.
We have to.
What have you done out there in the Federation space?
I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save all of you.
Captain, where are we going? We have no map, and you can't set a course without a star.
It's hard to imagine. You've served under me for 7 years. Commander Burnham, I think it is time we talked about you having your own command. To transport.
Great unifiers are few and far between, but they do come. Often such leaders will need a profound cause for their followers to rally around.
What am I looking at?
Object of unknown origin.
We've come all this way, Captain. It would be irresponsible to leave whatever that is unknown.
What have you done out there on the edge of Federation space?
Computer. Enable ignited.
Captain, what signatures detected?
Contact Starfleet Command. We have engaged the Klingons.
Ugly Klingon, I have to say.
You learn, Vulcan. Your tongue is too human.
I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save all of you. We target its neck, cut off its head.
Starfleet doesn't fire first.
We have to.
My people were biologically determined for one purpose alone, to sense the coming of death. I sense it coming now.
I dare to say that the only really exciting thing is the final logo with the classic Star Trek theme. Your thoughts, Captain Jean-Luc Picard? First off, where is the Discovery? This isn't the Discovery. It's the USS Shenzhou, under Captain Georgiou's command. It looks quite alright from that angle, by the way. The bridge, though, is located below the saucer section. Anyhow, delivering trailers showing ship and crew not belonging to the main protagonists of this upcoming show, carrying the title Star Trek Discovery, comes through very awkward to me, unless the show's title runs under the name Star Trek Shenzhou. Where is Captain Lorca, captain of the USS Discovery, and where is his crew? Why mainly showing another ship and another crew? It doesn't make any sense. That way anyways. The new transporter effect seems to creating a kind of grid pattern before converting a person's matter into energy. It looks like a scanning occurs before the actual being process happens. I dig it. I'm unsure what to think about the Vulcan officer Burnham. The way she acts and reacts gives one the impression to be more human than Vulcan, such as B'Elanna Torres was in Star Trek Voyager. That means thus she's got to have a human parent. The question is what Sarek has to do with this character, who seems to be, by the way, pretty dismissive in her regards. Sarek has had the same problem with his son, Spock. I'm curious anyhow to discover what kind of connection and relationship both have. And very much so to experience the inner struggle Burnham will go through. The new warp effect looks kinda odd. It's got a sort of warbling. It doesn't really look like warp speed the way we know it. It actually looks like something else, a strange space phenomenon. The reason why they decided to show holographic communications in this show is totally beyond my comprehension. The Federation and so Starfleet never used holographic technology this way, and much less within that time period. Star Wars does that, not Star Trek. The bridge looks too dark, if you ask me. The view screen window does look very close to the J.J. Abrams Star Trek Starship view screens. The uniforms look like those used for Star Trek Enterprise, and like the excursion gear shown in Star Trek Beyond. Why are the uniforms blue anyways? They should look like slightly close to this classic design, fitting also the era in which this series takes place. Then we got the interesting looking officer reminding me of this guy, Lobot, an iconic silent character from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. By seeing this character named Suru, I can honestly say this looks like an alien coming from the Star Trek world. It gives me the impression anyways to be an interesting character. The Klingons look totally awkward, including their dress code. I mean, I don't know. They just don't look like Klingons, rather like another species. Even J.J. Abrams was more accurate by redesigning the Klingons. During the original Star Trek era, Klingons actually look like this. There are many theories concerning the Klingon forehead problem, such as genetical alterations, or that there are actually two existing Klingon races. I wonder how they will explain this look alteration. This Klingon version has actually a lot more in common visually with the villain Krall from Star Trek Beyond than with a Klingon. Claws, fingers? Come on! The technology aspect does not resemble the Star Trek 23rd century look. This looks just too much advanced, and it hasn't anything to do with the Star Trek appeal we know and love from the original TV show. And this is supposed to exist 10 years before Kirk, Spock, and the Enterprise, right? But it comes much closer to the J.J. Abrams Kelvin timeline than the original Prime timeline. And I love the Kelvin timeline, but If this is supposed to happen within the prime timeline, you got to maintain a certain degree of classic visuals from that particular timeline and not trying to mixing up prime timeline elements and Kelvin timelines elements. Star Trek Discovery is, after all, a spin-off series. Imagine if they would have changed the look of the spin-off series Star Trek Deep Space Nine or Voyager radically from what the look of Star Trek The Next Generation was. The Next Generation, Voyager and Deep Space Nine belong to one timeline and time period. You just can't change the uniforms, the starships, or whatsoever completely without no reason. The visuals look overall great. I like the CBS trailer better than the Netflix one, simply because of the inappropriate song we hear in the Netflix version. The film score type of music fits the images much better. Nonetheless, both trailers didn't really get me. Also on an emotional level, they both look pretty dark, cold, and too serious for carrying the title Star Trek. Star Trek isn't too serious, too dark, nor cold at all. It's the very contrary. If this show is going to put more weight on the visuals and on the action more than on the appeal, the characters and the story, I'm afraid to say it will fail. But I very much hope it won't be the case. I'm a Star Trek fan, hence I am going to give this show a shot. For sure. I have to. If I wouldn't be a Star Trek fan, I wouldn't give a shit. Quite frankly, cause the main thing any trailer has to achieve is to get your attention, and it has to make a connection with the people by showing intriguing images, interesting and relatable characters, and a captivating premise. So if they are not able to reach these basic goals at once, they are gonna lose the majority of people's interest. So what did you think of it? Of both trailers? Did they get you excited, interested at least? Are you a Star Trek fan or a sci-fi fan in general? If not of Star Trek in particular? I'm curious to know. So whatever you think, whatever you feel, let me know that below. Thank you very much for watching once again, it's very much appreciated. If you like this video and its content, just thumbs up. And of course, feel free to subscribe if you're new to this channel. Stay tuned, go beyond, and always be well.